The Amu Darya River, created by the joining of the Vakhsh and Panj rivers, is a key river in Central Asia. It flows through Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan, eventually reaching the Aral Sea. In March 2022, Afghanistan's Taliban government launched a major project to construct the largest artificial canal in Asia, the Qosh Tepa Canal, from this river. This canal runs through 3 northern provinces of Afghanistan and is 285 kilometers long, to be completed in 3 phases. The first phase, covering 108 kilometers in the northern Balkh province, has been completed. The second phase extends 167 kilometers from Daulatabad district in Balkh province to Jaujan and Faryab, and work on this phase has also begun. The third and final phase involves extending the irrigation network by creating sub-channels from the main canal to nearby areas. The Qosh Tepa Canal is about 150 meters wide and 8 meters deep, with a capacity to carry about 668 cubic meters of water per second. According to the project timeline, the canal's second and third phases should be finished by 2028, though experts believe the project could be completed ahead of schedule due to its current pace. The Afghanistan National Development Corporation, a state-owned company, oversees the entire construction with over 5,500 engineers and workers involved. Initially estimated at $500 million, the total cost of this grand project has now exceeded $680 million, where Afghan government sources state that the canal is being funded domestically, especially from coal mine revenues. However, experts suggest the Afghan government may face financial and technical challenges for its further construction and maintenance. The Taliban government is eager to complete the Qosh Tepa Canal project quickly. The canal will irrigate an area of 5.5 million hectares. Afghan sources claim that once completed, Afghanistan will achieve self-sufficiency in certain agricultural products. Additionally, this project will create about 250,000 jobs, addressing Afghanistan's high unemployment rate, which was over 13% according to 2021 statistics and likely higher now. These are the technical details of the project. Now, let's explore why Afghanistan is undertaking this mega project or building this canal. Afghanistan has been embroiled in conflict for decades, first with the Soviet Union and then with American forces. As a result, Afghanistan has not had the chance to stabilize itself, and its existing irrigation infrastructure has been destroyed. The rivers originating in Afghanistan's northern Himalayan region are fed by glaciers and snowy mountains. However, due to a lack of proper water management and infrastructure, Afghanistan has never been able to utilize its water resources effectively. In this war-torn country, rivers would flood during the summer due to the lack of dams, while droughts would occur when water levels decreased. Successive governments during the war period made minimal efforts to improve these conditions, leaving Afghanistan's insufficient infrastructure unable to cope. Friendly nations were also hesitant to finance significant projects due to the ongoing conflict. In a country where agriculture accounts for over 30% of GDP, these issues worsened, making it harder to feed the growing population. When the Taliban took control in 2021, launching such a project was crucial for them to help the country become self-sufficient. The new government also needed to establish its credibility globally. Additionally, this region of Afghanistan has historically resisted the Taliban, so the project's success would strengthen their control in the north. The plan to create a canal from the Amu Darya isn't new, it dates back to the 1970s. Feasibility studies were conducted by previous governments, but the project was never realized. The Taliban government seized the opportunity to complete it and began construction with enthusiasm. They also have other projects in mind. The Amu Darya forms Afghanistan's border with 3 Central Asian countries, some of which depend heavily on its water. As expected, they raised objections, particularly Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, which are downstream and heavily reliant on the river for agriculture. For Turkmenistan, the Karakum Canal, built during the Soviet era, will see reduced water levels due to the new project. This canal irrigates 1.2 million hectares of land, and cotton, which makes up 10% of Turkmenistan's GDP, relies on this water. Similarly, cotton accounts for 17% of Uzbekistan's GDP, and its fields are largely irrigated by Amu Darya's water. Experts estimate that the completion of the Qosh Tepa Canal will initially reduce water to these downstream countries by 20%, with this reduction increasing over time. The Afghan government responds to these concerns by citing the 1992 Almaty Agreement. This agreement, based on a 1987 protocol, was made among Central Asian states post-Soviet Union, and Afghanistan was not a part of it. In the 1980s protocol, 0.4 billion cubic meters of the Amu Darya's average annual flow of 75 billion cubic meters was allocated to Kyrgyzstan, 0.95 to Tajikistan, 22 to Turkmenistan, and 29.6 to Uzbekistan. This agreement assumed Afghanistan would use only 2.1 billion cubic meters annually, despite contributing over 12% of the river's water. Afghanistan argues it was not part of these agreements and thus is not bound by them, asserting its right to draw more water. This argument seems valid as Afghanistan contributes more water to the river and deserves a larger share. Through the Qosh Tepa Canal project, Afghanistan plans to withdraw 10 billion cubic meters of water annually. Despite this, the Afghan government has stated it will consider the concerns of neighboring countries as it heavily relies on them for various needs. While downstream countries' concerns were expected, Turkmenistan might leverage these objections for another benefit, the stalled Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India Tapi gas pipeline project. Ensuring the pipeline security in Afghanistan was a major risk before the Taliban's rule. Now, with a stable government, the Afghan government might gain some leeway on the canal project and progress on the gas pipeline could advance. Some Western experts have technical concerns about the Taliban government keeping the canal bed raw to reduce costs, meaning it is not cemented. The first issue will be water wastage. Our German engineer claimed that 22% of the canal's water will seep away. Additionally, saline water from some lands will mix with the canal's fresh water, unsuitable for agriculture. Drained salts will eventually flow back into the Amu Darya, increasing salt concentration downstream. Based on poor engineering, it is also claimed that sediments like sand will accumulate at the canal's intake. Engineers working on the canal need to address these issues. If you enjoyed the video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest content. The Explorer signing off.